All right, man. What's up? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I had a realization last night that we are 6 weeks away from 4th of July.
Oh, I like hearing that. I
How
like
does
hearing that.
how does that happen? Hello,
Yeah.
Rosaline.
Yeah.
But the whole time
Hello,
of how are you? Welcome
I'm
to
doing fine, and you?
doing very well. Welcome to Ask the Coach this week. We
Yeah,
were we were just discussing here in the United States, 4th of July is a big holiday for us, and it's kind of a landmark. Hey, we made it to summer. Summer's officially going now. We're only 6 weeks away from that. And when thinking about it,
that's true.
it was just January.
Mm-hmm.
The shift, the transition to home has completely changed my sense of time. I mean, it feels like forever ago that we were on campus, but yeah, when I had that reality check that, summer's here and it's 6 weeks away, we're in middle of summer. It kind of shocked me.
It,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
it went by flying. It flew.
yeah, it seems like it's gone by a lot faster for
Hmm.
me than what 3 4 months, well, what we've been at this for 2 months or so normally has 2.5 months. Just interesting, something that I've noticed.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
I
true.
I definitely have that certain weeks too. I don't know if you have that where certain weeks just fly by. Like
Mhm.
last week for me flew by, and then the weekend was seemed really long, which is beautiful. That's what you want,
You
right?
can't
You want
complain
the
with
you want the
that.
week to fly by. Yeah, exactly. No complaints at all.
No, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when that happens. But yeah, and here in the States we have Memorial Day weekend coming up this weekend
Hmm.
too. So we got a nice little
Yeah,
Well,
for me it's even longer. I'm taking Friday off on purpose.
nice.
nice. There you go.
Do you have any fun plans for the weekend, for the 4-day weekend?
No, 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 staying home and maybe go to the beach, but that's not allowed. So
Oh, it's
it's
still
just
not
to,
allowed.
yeah, yeah. But staying home, without not working, that's something that we need. I was talking with a peer from France, and she was telling me that, working at home she's even feeling more tired than going out and going to the office, and she's, and I did that when I was once in US, that I was working from home, and I needed to create a schedule and be very strict of what are the hours that I'm gonna be working, and then turn it off and be at my home with my kids
Mm.
and do my stuff, because when you have your work in your home is almost feeling 24/7, and that's not healthy. That is not healthy, and we need to set boundaries. We need to set boundaries and a schedule and something that works for everybody. Yeah.
So what is it for you, Rosaline, that is your escape from being inside all day? Is it just a quick walk outside, getting some sunshine, or is there something that you do just to kind of break that monotony of being cooped up all day?
For me, is exercising. That is my
Good.
me time. Yeah. That's
Outstanding.
something, I have a treadmill, I have weights, ropes, and several stuff, several instruments or tools
Hmm.
that can help me do my training. And I've been doing that since mid-January, and I feel energized. I feel it helps. It has definitely helped me going through this process that everybody is. This is worldwide. Yeah.
That it's
Yeah.
so good to hear you saying that. We're actually working on a new program right now, with emphasis on mental well-being and what you can do to protect your mental health during these times. And one of them, I mean, exercise. And you see firsthand how much benefit you're getting from exercise and what it does for your body. Just not even in terms of muscle building or fat loss or whatever, but just the mental aspect of it. It's so good for you. So great
Yes.
great job at sticking with it.
Yeah, my
Commend you on that.
friend that I mentioned last time, that she helps me, and they say there is no shortcut. You need to do it. Just
Yeah, there's
you,
really
you want to feel better. You need to do it. There's no pain, no gain.
yeah
Yeah.
there's
and
And
and it and it's
unfortunately
an
the
apparent. there's a perception that is painful, but it's not. In reality, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
And
enjoyable. Hmm.
yeah, and unfortunately, the stuff that works is going to be tough sometimes.
Mhm.
That's just how it
Oh
goes.
yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable, and knowing the difference between pain, like that's going to cause an injury, as opposed to like fatigue or feeling your muscles tighten up and stuff like that. That's a really big difference because you're going to get some muscle soreness after the fact, but you're gonna have to go through some of that pain during, and knowing that if you're doing the right things, that's just part of it.
Yeah, at the beginning I couldn't walk.
Yeah, there you go.
I even can go through, stairs without
Mhm.
complaining. But lately it's not happening. It's more feeling energized. Yeah, that's something
Good.
that is important for. And I have learned that, and um, how can I say it? I am a very sport person. I play volleyball, and I like to play softball at Hewlett Packard. And the exercise part has been there, but when you get in, swamp into work, swamp with kids in school, sometimes you set that aside. I don't have time for that,
Mhm.
and it's important to realize that if you don't do it, nobody's gonna do it by yourself. It's not
Mhm.
gonna come by miracle. You need
Right.
to set the time for that. So that's the learning, and having a peer group helps a lot, because that person is going to ask you, and as you mentioned, psychologically it helps you to also maintain your accomplishment, not alone, also with a group, with a teamwork. And that's something that also is learning in my process, because in the past I have started but alone, but then I drop it quickly.
That's
and and now with a team, it's only one person, but she has a team as well, and several other persons. That helps a lot. That
mhm.
helps a lot, and I see that the CubeFit, I saw it. It's 10 minutes, but it's excellent to stand up in here doing some strengths. Stretching, which is important, because sometimes you just keep working, and trying to do more and more without realizing that you're hurting yourself by
That is
doing that.
so true. That is so true. I mean, I hear quite a bit. No, I can't make it into class today, or whatever it is. I can't make CubeFit today. As a matter of fact, I haven't even had lunch yet. And those people, we need to take them and
Mhm.
show them how important it is. I mean, you've got to prioritize stuff, and you sound like you're doing it perfectly, Rosaline.
Yeah,
You're
but it's a learning process.
it is, and I love that you have a
Mhm.
team. It's very much human nature to perform better when you have a teammate. I'm no different. So if I was going to work out by myself, I may as well not even go in, and I know that and accept that. I may as well not even try, because I can't do for myself. I know what to do, but I can't do for myself what having someone else there can do for me, whether it's a man, woman, if it's my wife, whether it's a friend, old, young, it doesn't matter. I have to have someone in there telling me, do more, do more, do more, because I will be the first one to set it down. So
Mhm.
I know how much a team means to a lot of people. I have to have that.
Mm. Yeah.
But along those lines, another question for you: do
Yeah.
you reward yourself for achievements, or hitting little goals along the way? Is there any celebration that you do, any kind of milestone to mark that?
It's a good, it's a good question. You're gonna well, it's a good question. I not necessarily reward myself other than having a glass of wine.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the reward I do. Um and feeling good, that feeling is so rewarding that I don't, as at this point, I have not feel the necessity of doing something extra or rewarding. Yeah. um but if I need to go buy a new pair or tennis to do exercise, I will buy a good one
Good.
and a beautiful one.
I,
But
I
I don't know, what do you mean with rewarding, or what you're expecting as an answer? Yeah.
So, well, David and I were talking about this right before you jumped on, and something that's unique to me that I do. I used to work with the U.S. Navy, and so my background came with 12 years working with them, and we kind of all together. If we're working in a group and someone sets a new record, if your squat you were able to do 100 pounds, and then on this specific day you came in and you squatted 105 pounds, we're going to celebrate with you. Not only are you going to be happy, but the entire team is. And so what we did is we hung up a bell on the wall. So how do you say that? Campana, right?
Campana, yeah.
Campana. So we hung a campana up on the wall, and there's a string hanging down for it. And whoever set a new record, whether it was a certain amount of weight or you ran a 5K faster than you did before, whatever it is, the entire group celebrates with you. You get to go over and ring the bell, and everybody stops
Oh,
and they look at that person, and it's everyone starts
start
clapping.
clapping. That's nice. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love what it represents. It's not only did you set that record, but everyone else in that group with you is celebrating with you, and that drives you to do so much more. You want to ring the bell again. And so that's something that
Mm.
I do for myself. We have it. We have one at work, and I have one at my home gym, and it's just something that I like to do for myself and for everybody else. So I was wondering
Oh, that's a
if
good
you,
point, because I can also influence my husband to do it.
there's something
Yeah.
magical about when you're not allowed to do something until you meet a specific goal, and then you get to it.
Yeah.
It's very motivating.
Mhm.
So
So one of the
something,
comment that I said, yeah, that's a very good suggestion. Thank you. I will look
yeah.
for a way to implement. Yeah.
So invest in a
And what?
cowbell is what we're saying. Have one at the
Yeah,
house.
I want to influence my husband. Let's
It
see if I by end of this year I have achieved that.
okay.
Yeah, bring them along.
Because the other day I was saying that when you compare a person is feeling tired and at 8 p.m. but then I feel still okay. I was like, well, yeah, exercise is doing there's a result there that I'm feeling more energized, and I give him the advice, you should do exercise because look, I'm feeling better. But I don't know what else to do but we go one step at a time to help
Mhm.
him find the same joy that I have find in exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're on that side of the argument or the conversation, you almost, once you've been exercising and you feel the endorphin rush from that, and you feel yourself getting more fit and more physically active, it's hard to imagine not being active.
Yes.
Because I know from our fitness staff, it's hard to imagine having that taken away and taking it for granted. So yeah, it's hard to kind of talk to somebody who doesn't realize how they could feel and how energized they could be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but going back
Yeah. But
to what you were saying about the rewards, now it's great to have something external, especially if it's something simple like the bell or something like that. That's great, but the fact that you didn't necessarily have a answer isn't a bad thing either, because you were saying
okay.
I feel so much better, and that is a reward. That's a good thing too. Those internal wins are going to keep you going. But having that simple external that can keep you motivated is huge too. So definitely try to have
Okay.
both.
Thank you.
It's so true. Like specifically when we're discussing or talking about weight loss, members who want to lose weight, you lose 10 pounds. That's that's a big milestone. Your clothes typically start feeling a little bit better. You are now motivated to get the next 5 pounds, and those next 5 pounds
Um.
usually happen quicker because you've already achieved something, and your body feels better. You look better. People are complimenting you. And so
Yeah.
getting from 10 pounds to 15 is a lot easier. Getting, or 10 to 20 is just a lot easier because you get that satisfaction, the reward, and everything. So
Yeah.
like David was saying, even those internal, they're stuff that money cannot buy, they're great
Mhm.
rewards.
Yeah, yeah. So precisely, I have lost 12 already, and I want to, but right now I'm in a plateau. I'm trying to get out, from 155 to 143, and I'm stuck in the 143. Um, it's been very hard, but and, what she's telling me, and you need to watch out what you're eating, and I don't know. And sometimes a plateau is common to see.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's 80% of what you eat, 20% of the exercise. Yeah. So I need to look into what I'm eating and control that.
Yeah, it's both. They're both pieces of the puzzle. When we look at it, it's nutrition and it's your training and it's your sleep, and they're all a sum of that 100%, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
knowing that there's going to be plateaus is a way that is going to keep you at it. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that's going to happen. You just have to realize, okay, I'm at a plateau. I lost this much weight, or whatever your goal might be, and knowing that, okay, now I have to do something different here. So that might be a little bit more exercise or a little bit less calorie intake or something like that. But it doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that, oh, I can't lose anymore. It means that you have to make those
Yeah.
subtle changes along the way.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I feel like a plateau is your body telling you, "Hey, we've made good changes. We've made progress. You've changed your diet a little bit. We've introduced more exercise. Your calories have been restricted a little bit, and then your body is a byproduct of how you are living. So you restrict the calories a little bit, great. You've exercised a little bit more, and that brought you to where you're at. And so now if there's no more change, well, something you are doing has to change again. It is that a little bit
Yeah.
more exercise, or is that just simply changing the ratio of protein to carbohydrate to fat? That could be part of it. There's so many things, but a plateau really just means that you have gotten to where you are or where you're going to get to without making any more changes. You're going to need to change
Mhm.
something up to go to that next step.
The next step. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
That's just kind of
Thank
how
you.
I think about plateaus. David, would you agree with that?
Yeah, you just have to manipulate one of those variables, and nutrition and movement, exercise is two of those, and then the other one is sleep too. If you're not getting enough
Mhm.
already, let's say
Yeah,
you're
I
getting like
think sleep
5 hours.
is key. Yeah, and I
Oh yeah.
need to get more sleep. Yeah, yeah, and I was telling my friend is that how can I not eat a flan cabbage that I did in the weekend where it was extraordinarily. It was I need to eat it.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I need to eat less. And if I
Yeah,
do a dessert that is extremely good, I like, that's a kind of a reward for me. So,
and
but
that's not
I,
wrong. That's not
yeah,
wrong to do that sometimes. You just have to make sure it's not a thing that you're consistently doing, right?
yes, yes,
Like
yes.
me.
So,
Yeah,
I admit
there you
it.
go.
I'm guilty of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know that's something that we need to control. I understand, but as long as I do not stop exercising,
Mhm.
that I can do that type of how can I say, we say desarreglos in Spanish. It's like
Rules?
um
Regalos?
yeah, no regalos. It's like exceptions that we do.
Mm.
And eating, something that you like, that that is, I didn't do it with lots of sugar. I did use how can I say it, is not is the permitted sugar. um and not the normal one. So I did it. And then cabbage is very very nutritious. It has a lot of fiber. So so it was a good dessert to do and to treat myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
But but we go one step at a time. Yeah.
yeah,
And doing
that's a piece of the
adjustments.
puzzle. Yeah, we're not saying be restrictive all the time, right? We don't want that. You should enjoy life. We're not here very long, right? And so you should
Exactly.
you should enjoy it, but it can be a piece of the puzzle. So if I go in depth with somebody and we're setting the calories and the macronutrients and stuff, but they have some issues on the weekend, we look at the calorie balance for the week, right? And this is something you can talk to a nutritionist more about. We have one on our team, but we know what their calories should be averaged out over the week. And you can split that into 7 days, or you can go a little bit less Monday through Friday. So you're going to eat a little bit less during the week, but then that gives you a little bit more flexibility on the weekend. So that's something that I do personally, because social events and life in general, right? So it's more restrictive Monday through Friday, especially if we're at the house, right? There's not as many temptations unless your wife is a baker like Mike. But yeah, but now, you know, with not as many restaurants open and stuff like that, that's something that I do is I restrict it Monday through Friday, and then you can have some fun foods on the weekend. So definitely don't feel bad about that. Just know where you're at nutrition.
And what do you think about intermittent fasting?
I have done it before. I think that it can be a useful tool. I just don't think that there's anything magical about it. It's a good way that fits the lifestyle of a lot of people because you can control that calorie intake.
Wow.
But there's nothing that's, you know, oh my God.
That's what I have to deal with every single
Michael,
day.
oh my God.
Look at that
And
example
how
right
you
there.
doing? How
It's
you
hard.
doing? It's
He's like,
hard.
I don't always do
I don't.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all human.
Okay.
But I think intermittent fasting can be a good thing, and it works for people's lifestyles. There's just no magic to it. You know, if you want to eat once or twice a day as opposed to 3 or 4 or 5, if that helps you with your goals, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, do you agree with that?
I do. I mean, it's something that it's not for me. I mean, my body might actually enjoy it, but personally, it wouldn't work for me. I enjoy food too much. I really do. And to know that I am being deprived during certain times throughout the day, that would make me want to eat more just because I know that I can't do it. Something like that wouldn't work for me. I just try to not go eat as many cookies as possible, but I do have friends. I've got some clients who I work with who they do intermittent fasting, and it works really well for them. So I think it's on a person by person basis.
It depends on what your goal is.
Yeah.
I read about it, and it's not the same recipe for everybody. You need to find out what is gonna work with you for you.
Right.
So it's that. And I did it like for a weekend, and I saw that I started to lose weight faster doing it. But I am like you. I like to eat. And yes, and then I get very like how can I say weak when I get up to the point that I need to eat. So it's not healthy. I saw that for me it's not that healthy. So I wanted to understand your opinion as well.
Yeah, there's no problem with still having like 2 bigger meals or 3 bigger meals and then having little snacks every once in a while, especially if you're feeling weak or have headaches or anything like that and you can't be productive or enjoy whatever you're doing. Definitely don't go that far with it. But some people don't have that at all. And they're like, I'm totally fine. I like bigger meals. You know, if I'm going to eat, I want to eat. There's some people like that. I can be like that sometimes. So they enjoy it from a general health and from like a fat loss perspective. I think it can be implemented really well. If you have some type of sports related performance, hypertrophy, strength, if you want to gain something like that, probably not the best scenario because you need more protein feedings during the day. So again, it's specific to what you want.
Depending. Okay. Thank you. So great. Is CubeFit is gonna continue across the year? Yes. Okay, that's good because I do not see the schedule. You know, being on my Outlook calendar. I see it this week, but not this coming week. So, well, it's there now. Is there? No worries.
Like magic.
Like magic. Yeah,
magic.
it just came. Good. It's
We're
there.
quick. We just teleported there.
What else do you need, Rosaline? What do you need?
Nothing.
New car?
Nothing.
What do you need?
No, nothing else. Thanks for your time. It's been great to have this tour. Okay.
Well, thank
So I
you.
need to leave, and thanks a lot. Okay. Have an excellent afternoon.
You too,
Absolutely. Take
Rosalie.
care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Yeah. Take care.
Good discussion. Intermittent
Yeah,
fasting.
lots of good stuff.
I get asked about that quite a bit. It's pretty, I wouldn't say trendy, but it's very
It
popular
is. It
these
is
days.
trendy. That's
I
what I
guess
was gonna say. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always kind of associate trendy with a negative thing, and I don't think it's a negative thing, but it's
Like a
very
fad.
popular. Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think it's going to be here to stay, but it's definitely something that works for everybody. But like I said, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't have goals that would align with why I would need to do it.
I messed around with it a little bit as we were going into the whole quarantine, just because it fit better
Mhm.
with how my life looked now. It wasn't because when I'm in the gym and I'm moving so much, it's like, okay, down a protein bar or
Mhm.
down a shake or whatever I can get my hands on, because it's kind of constant movement, going into a class, going to see a client, going to another building for something, whatever, right? And now it's not that as much. So it kind of worked for me a little bit. I'm not sticking to the 3 meals anymore. Now it's like 4 or 5 like usual. But it's good to try things out and know how your body responds and stuff like that. So
I've experimented with diet quite a bit, just for no specific reasons other than to learn different types of cooking. And there was one time I went vegetarian for a month, just to
mhm.
see and learn some more foods, and became very familiar with tempeh. I would eat tempeh quite a bit, but I did not like how my body felt on it. I felt incredibly weak. I realized I like a lot more protein than what a vegetarian diet offers. And once I started reintroducing animal sources of protein, primarily fish, uh, strength reacted accordingly and kind of shot up. And so my body, I don't think it likes a vegetarian diet. I'm a high protein type of eater, and my body likes that, so I feed it accordingly. I listen to my body, and I can kind of feel what, you need a little bit more protein in your body, or you need some sugar. So I tend to listen well to my body and what it's telling me, and differentiate between you want that candy bar that's over on that curtain. No, that's not the case. So you've got to listen to it and
Yeah.
understand. It's your body tells you when you're tired, you go to sleep, or when you're thirsty, your body tells you when you're hungry as well. And there's a difference
Mhm.
between hunger and actually just wanting to snack on something, which I am
Right.
so guilty of.
Yeah, you can just be in your head. And then the same thing with if you're thirsty. If you're really thirsty, it's probably a little too late. Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Water check. Thank you. Thank you.
Um, and then like it always comes back to general health. If you're getting enough protein and you're in a vegetarian or vegan diet and you're getting all your vitamins and nutrients and all that stuff, you can be super healthy. You can be
Mhm.
extremely healthy. If you want to do that and be an elite athlete, it's gonna be really, really, really tough.
It's
So
interesting. There's some amazing vegetarian athletes in the NBA. Amazing
yeah.
athletes. To me, I don't understand how the bodies do it, but they do.
Mhm.
It works for them,
Yeah.
for sure.
But when you talk about, you know, you were talking about macronutrient composition, how important that is, and then when you start talking about like feeding windows
Mhm.
and peri-workout nutrition, pre-workout, post-workout, intra, if you're like some type of long distance athlete or there's a cardio component, man, it really gives you an edge. Like it's crazy how people can be so good at what they do, given the fact that they have to fast for a religious reason, or if they're a vegetarian or vegan or something like it. It's amazing what some people can accomplish. But yeah, there's definitely an edge to having those simple carbs that most people that are if you're stuck at home, stay away from simple carbs for the most
Mhm.
part, right? But if you use them the right way at the right time, they can work for you so well.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, so a little context for everybody about some of the nutrition stuff. But it looks like we're at time.
That went by entirely too quickly.
Always does.
Always
Always does.
does.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll be back on Thursday with another Ask the Coach.
Looking forward to it. Everyone have a great afternoon. We'll see you guys
Thanks,
then.
y'all. Yep. Take care.